going on, you guys? So the Las Vegas Raiders continue their head coach and general manager search after the news of Ben Johnson and company. And now the options, they're not thin. I think that the Raiders are still doing their homework and going to find the best fit for them, which makes a lot of sense. And, we take it day by day, slowly but surely. And, the interviews continue. Let's put it that way. And speaking of interviews, so one of the favorites for the job is head coach, the former head coach, rather, for the Seattle Seahawks, which, a former Super Bowl winner, always got the most out of his guys, the Legion of Doom or Legion of Boom or whatever it was called. Also the former head coach of USC and all that kind of stuff. And he's a winner. I think that, to be honest with you, I don't know how much he could bring right now to the Raiders. I think he would only be there for a couple of years before maybe you get somebody younger in there, but he's an option. Definitely somebody that is to consider, as well as even John Gruden that we touched on yesterday. So John Gruden, Pete Carroll are two of the guys that we're taking a look at. And, at this point, I'm really okay with whatever the Raiders come up with, as long as, Tom Brady is included and, they can all come to a mutual decision on the best general direction for the team. Please, for the love of God. Speaking of for the love of God, thank you. This morning, there was a couple of different things. So, a couple of Raiders made the PWFA All Rookie team, which is awesome. And I think that the more you look at it, the more this was obvious in Brock Bowers, in Jackson Powers Johnson, the PFWA, All Rookie Team, which stands for the Pro Football Writers of America, which it kind of sounds the American, the American Association Dodgeball Association of America? No, the American Dodgeball Association of America. There we go. If you've never seen Dodgeball, you need to see Dodgeball. But overall, Brock Bowers, the tight end that was selected there for the Raiders. And then also it was Jackson Powers Johnson selected to be the center, which is awesome news. And so, like I said, I think that this is fantastic news just because both these guys getting a little bit of recognition. I think that Brock Bowers clearly is an all-pro tight end. He's going to get his. But then Jackson Powers Johnson, we also saw some good things from him as well, and I think that he's going to continue to develop and be an absolute stud for the Raiders in the long run. Speaking of studs, now, hear me out. Vikings fan, I can attest to the fact that it didn't end the way it was supposed to. However, if there are no quarterbacks that we love in this draft, and if we want to give Aiden O'Connell a chance but have a good option as a starter, or if, whatever, Sam Darnold could be a good option. I don't think he's going to cost too much money. I think that he brings a valuable ceiling to the Raiders if you can get things around him that help him out, which is honestly indicative of any quarterback. So there's that. But also, look what this man did without an offensive line for the Vikings. Brought him to a 14-3 finish. Yes, a first-round playoff exit, which is understandable. But you can get, worst case, you can get a quarterback that can be very accurate, a little bit inconsistent, but for $20 to $25 million a year, that is fantastic value. Best case, you get a top 5 quarterback for $20 to $25 million. I think it could make some sense. I'm just saying. Again, this is only if you are not sold on any quarterbacks in this draft and really just want a bridge guy for a year or two. You can build it into the deal where this year he gets the brunt of his salary, and then next year is, you can trade him or do whatever you got to do. But again, there's still a bad taste in my mouth from what Sam Darnold did for the Vikings this year, but I do think that there are some valuable things he can provide to this team. There's weapons on the Raiders. If you fix this offensive line, he probably could do some things for you. I'm just saying. And again, we also love Aiden O'Connell, so I'm comfortable with either at this point. Speaking of being comfortable, potential hiring of new potential GM in John Spytek as well as Todd Monken. So two of these guys would make a lot of sense. So obviously we've touched on Spytek in the past. We said he was one of the guys that we would love for them to hire. So he is the assistant GM for the Bucs right now. Started as the director of player personnel and has really climbed up the ranks and shown that he can be a huge factor in this whole thing. Also, he was the roommate of Tom Brady back in the day. So don't discount relationships there, and was a big reason as to why Tom Brady came to the Bucs from the Patriots in the first place and won a Super Bowl. So I think Spytek would make a lot of sense to be the new GM. I mean, in his ability and in his role as the assistant GM of the Buccaneers, he has continually had them or helped them be in a competitive space, which is huge. And I mean, just look at what the Bucs have done over the last handful of years, even when Tom Brady was there. Like Spytek has done a lot of good things in helping restock this roster, help them compete year after year, and just go from there. So I think it would make some sense to bring in Spytek to be that GM, not only because of his relationship with Tom Brady, but his body of work with the Buccaneers as well. And then also Todd Monken. So Monken he spent some time with the Cleveland Browns as a wide receivers coach and everything. Also was an OC there for a little while. Spent some time with the Buccaneers too, again, so don't be shocked on the relationship aspect there. But now, over the last couple of years, has been the OC for the Baltimore Ravens. And you've really seen a guy like Lamar Jackson get developed, not necessarily under Monken. I think there's a lot of different things that go into that, but you have seen this offense take a huge step forward and really use the best parts of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and all that kind of stuff. So I think that this would make a lot of sense to bring in Monken to be, the OC and then have Spytek be the GM. So, and again, I understand that this is a process. There's going to be a lot of things that go into this, and it's going to be very interesting to see how things stack up. And hopefully, maybe the Raiders will have their new head coach a little bit later this week. But overall, like we said, the Raiders, there's a lot of different options, a lot of good options still left on the table for the Raiders, even after the hiring of Ben Johnson and everything. But overall, let us know what you guys think. Did we miss any news? Let us know what you guys think about our latest Raiders news segment. Silly Songs with Larry. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the next video.